Hello everyone, and how are we doing this evening? So yes, as I titled this is a spontaneous Stardew Valley stream, mainly basically because I saw a couple of people playing Stardew Valley, remembered that I had a few games in progress at various stages with Stardew Valley Expanded mod, and well, I decided that, yeah, I've got a schedule down, but I still want to do a bit of a spontaneous stream, so here we are. Now, if people aren't aware what Stardew Valley Expanded is, I know it's easy to say, like, it's just what it says on the tin, an expansion to Stardew Valley. In detail, it adds in a bunch of new locations, a scattering of new people, including 2 new romance/spouse options, and obviously a bunch of new interactions as well. We are running this alongside a huge amount of other mods, which, well, I'll just put in the link right here and we can get going. So one of the mods that I am using is, let me just remind myself, it is the Ultimate Farm, which replaces the Riverland Farm, so we will be starting there, and we will randomize a few times, see if we get a nice looking character, and just go through. Yeah, that looks interesting one. I'm not 100% sure on the hair, maybe I'll change it out for, no, not quite that one either. No, let's just go back and randomize a bit more. I don't really like the shirt, don't really like... Okay, wait, the pants are, so, dark black shirt, I could always go for a shirt and belt. Yeah, that looks fine. So, name, we shall go for Positron, as you would pretty much expect. Farm is Shimmerberry Farm, and favourite thing. Now the question is, do we put the favourite thing in as something that will give us a little Easter egg or just a standard one? I think if we just go for a standard one, and seeing as I had this for a meal today, we will go for curry. So Riverland Farm selected. I will play through the introduction just in case some people haven't seen this before. We do have some options. So community centre bundles, I'm going to keep that as normal. I'm not going to tick the guarantee year 1 completable because I'm someone who, yes, tries to at least get the greenhouse by winter. But I kind of feel personally that it's not as much of an achievement if I know that it is going to be available and that I am going to be able to complete it within, obviously, the first year. So my rewards, we will go for normal. We won't spawn monsters on the farm. We will go for a standard profit margin. Multiplayer options doesn't matter because this is a single player game and we don't have a random seed. And just change our animal preference to a cat that looks like my own. And we'll get started. So have fade in to what looks like a chilly winter's night. And for my very special granddaughter, I want you to have this sealed envelope. So what could that be in there? No, don't open it yet. Have patience. Although we can see up here a little Junimo. Anyway, now listen close. There will come a day when you feel crushed by the burden of modern life. And your bright spirit will fade before a growing emptiness. Yeah, this is all a bit doom and gloom, isn't it? When that happens, my dear, you'll be ready for this gift. Now, let Grandpa rest. So, XX years later, I'm not actually sure if this is just a general, like, generic, unstated number of years later, or if it actually means 20 years later. But anyway, here we are in JojaCore. Like, smile, you're with Joja. As someone's been terminated, there's us, either asleep or utterly bored, and oh dear, someone died in the office, and no one's really dealt with that. Oh, and we've got this cowboy over here that's got a few drugs. So anyway, bored with work, we open the drawer, and there is the old letter our grandfather left us. So, dear Positron, if you're reading this, you must be in dire need of a change. The same thing happened to me long ago. I'd lost sight of what mattered most in life, real connections with other people and nature. So I dropped everything and moved to the place I truly belong. I've enclosed the deed to that place, my pride and joy, Shimmerberry Farm. It's located in Stardew Valley on the southern coast. It's the perfect place to start your new life. This was my most precious gift of all, and now it's yours. I know you'll honour the family name, my dear. Good luck. Love, Grandpa. P.S. If Lewis is still alive, say hi to the old guy for me, will ya? Oh, and we fade out of our office life and into a bus into Stardew Valley. Obviously we can see some of the lovely mountains that are on the opening screen of the game. And we are pushing forwards to where we are going to be living. Yep, and Stardew Valley, 0.5 miles to the right, rather. So that is another mod that I've got there, experience bars. We'll just remove that. And hello, you must be Positron. I'm Robin, the local carpenter. Mayor Lewis sent me here to fetch you and show you the way to your new home. He's there right now, tidying things up for your arrival. The farm's right over here, if you'll follow me. So we get guided along. And walking through the farm, and we can see that it is a bit neglected. So, this is Shimmerberry Farm. Yeah, I'm not too impressed. What's the matter? Sure, it's a bit overgrown, but there's some good soil underneath that mess. With a little dedication, you'll have it cleaned up in no time. And here we are, your new home. And, oh, who's that? Ah, the new farmer. Welcome, I'm Lewis, Mayor of Pelican Town. You know, everyone's been asking about you. It's not every day that someone new moves in. It's quite a big deal. So, you're moving into your grandfather's old cottage. It's a good house, very rustic. Rustic? That's one way to put it. Rusty might be a little bit more apt though. Yeah, Robin starts laughing and Lewis has just called her rude. Don't listen to her, Positron. She's just trying to make you dissatisfied so you buy one of our house upgrades. Well, we don't have a kitchen in there, so we kind of need at least one upgrade. Anyway, you must be tired from the long journey. You should get some rest. Tomorrow you ought to explore the town a bit and introduce yourself. The townspeople will appreciate that. Oh, I almost forgot. If you have anything to sell, just place it in this box here. I'll come by during the night to collect it. Well, good luck. So, fade out. Your progress has been saved. Hello, Bleached Black Cat. How are you doing today? Okay, and another mod. Obviously, we have one that allows us to actually have a birthday in the game because we are, well, everyone else has one, but we don't. Partly because, you know, I kind of guess it's a bit, it can be a bit cheaty. Thankfully, this has been upgraded since the last time that I played it, so hopefully I won't have a situation where I put my birthday as like late spring and they ended up with a bunch of rare and expensive items, including a fair few ancient seed packs. So anyway, so let's go for, actually, if I just check something, because I want to make sure that I don't have, I'm not setting one of my birthdays as the same as one of the other people, so I was going to go for the 8th of fall, and nope, that looks good to me. The closest ones are Elliot on the 5th and Jodie on the 11th, so that is good for us. So fall 8th, and let's just set that in, and we now need to choose our favourite gift. And this is probably a little bit cheaty because you can see here, like, we have ancient seeds, we have dino eggs, we've got some of the dwarven scrolls. Bleach Black Cat says, doing okay, having doctor checkup plus booster vaccines today. Oh, and then the COVID shot on the 26th. Well, congratulations on the COVID shot. I'm admittedly still waiting for mine, and I have no idea when mine will be. The UK government says that I should at least have my first jab by the end of July, so I've still got a bit to wait. But hope the jabs are as pain-free as they can possibly be, and the doctor checkup, or the doctor gives you her all clear for that. So you can see here another small mod that we have just changes the cow and goat's milk to glass bottles, which I just find look nicer. So I did identify something. So we have got things that I can put as my actual, like, favourite food, like some pancakes or a pizza. You can do just standard crops, including like processed things. Bleach Black Cat, oh, I like to choose your faves. Yes, this wasn't actually in the birthday, I can't think of the right word, like in the happy birthday mod when I previously tried it, so it's quite good. So it seems like I'm just basing this on estimations because I haven't actually played through long enough to get my favourite gift. Is that hopefully most people will kind of come to you and at least try to give you your favourite gift. So I will actually go for, I think that's a blackberry tart, so we'll go for that, and we finally get started. So the one thing that doesn't change here is our own little starting cabin. So let's see what the weather is. I am pretty sure the weather up to the 5th of spring is predetermined because it always rains on the 3rd, probably because that gives you an excuse to go and do a bit of fishing. So another mod that we are showcasing here. Farmer Positron, we're lifting the ban on the placement of prismatic shard inside the crystallarium. So that is just like, you can tune the crystallarium to copy a variety of objects, which is like in the config file. And then the second letter Dear Positron, we'd like to inform you that Khadija's recipe shop is now open for business. We carry recipe books and rare goods from all over the Ferngill Republic, and our stock is always changing, so don't miss out. You can find our stall at the unused ice cream stand in town every day from 8 AM to 7 PM. We look forward to doing business with you. Zamir and Khadija, proprietor and mascot of Khadija's recipe shop, and you can see a cute little snake down here. So, with the ultimate farm, I will take you on a very brief little tour because obviously there's rocks and garbage and all sorts around, but basically, so up here, just kind of below where your farmhouse is, you have an option for animals, even more down south. And back up north, let's clear out a bit of these. There is another little fenced area here which you can put more animals in, and I admit when I've played this previously I do tend to put the chickens in here and then like the pigs here, and then no, it's the gosh, I can't think of the word, the cows, like the cows and goats up here, and then the pigs down south a bit. And look at that, we are lucky enough to have an artifact spot with a couple of mixed seeds as our starting thing. Now you can see that I did start this completely from scratch. I didn't put in any kind of seed value, so this is all genuinely random. So let's clear out a bit of space for our initial seeds. Chop down the trees, as I remember that takes absolutely forever to do when you're at this level. Okay, there we go. Get rid of a bit more weed. Get some more mixed seeds. So one of the mods that seems to be fairly popular, but I've actually not decided not to take, is or mixed seeds, or like smarter mixed seeds or something, because that allows you to have every single seed for that season available, including stuff that's not actually available in some like or until later years. Hi there, Lion Shark. Just watching my City Skylines YouTube video. Well, you caught me at a good time starting a new stream. How are you doing today? Okay, so we have 15 parsnip seeds and 4 mixed seeds. So if we go 3 down, 5 across, that should be good enough. And then we can obviously add in a bit more seeds afterwards. Like, oh, chem teacher making you sleepy, yeah. I am personally long out of school, but I can empathise. There were a few classes that I had that I really struggled with, so I can understand your trouble there. Okay, and give them a bit of water. Oh, just got a notification of a new follower. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoy the streams. Okay, so now I can look at some of the mixed seeds we have and be able to more or less tell what they are, but if I right click on them, we have a little seed label indicator. Now partly this is just for me to remember what on earth I've planted, which when we go to Pierre's in a moment you will see why we are doing that. So we also have 50 wood, so let's go to the crafting section and get ourselves a chest and start putting things in there. So we don't need the scythe or the pickaxe or any of that. We will keep the hoe in our inventory. Oh, helps if I don't try and walk right into logs. So let's have a look. Now immediately we can see there's a little path down here that is naturally part of Stardew Valley Expanded, and that leads to a new little area around the forest. And that is our first little artifact. And my goodness, we have a lot of daffodils here. I saw some of them when we came through on the like initial cutscene, but I was not expecting it to be that much. So we can come through here. Another big change behind the medical clinic and Pierre's. They have their own little allotment area. And speaking of Harvey, let's go and say hello to him quickly. Okay, that's done. Let's see, no, Jody is not available, but one of the people that is added via Stardew Valley Expanded is here. So this is Andy. Would you look at that? It's the new farmer everybody's been talking about. Finally moved to the valley, I see. I've been working Fairhaven Farm here for many years. It ain't much, but it's honest work. And sneakily check one of the garbage cans. And yes, Jody is available, as is Vincent. And we can see that Jody had a little smiley face over her head. That is a mod called Part of the Community, which basically, if you are seen chatting to other people, giving them gifts or something, then you get friendship points. Bleach Black Cat, Andy looks like he's got a bit of a black eye. Does he? I didn't really notice that. And another mod on show here is seasonal outfits. So the villagers will actually change what they are wearing based on the season and the weather. And we can see the little recipe shop. Oops. So, and there's a tiny little snake. That is so cute. That is so cute. So this is part of the reason I have the crop labels thing, because there is just so many things that you can grow with some of the mods I have. So there's like maple syrup, got beef, chicken. We can actually grow those rather than getting them from animals. And then it's like all recipes like cheesecake, chocolate covered cherries. That's another mod called Chocolatier. So in front of the library and museum we've got a communal section. Jerrick's Port, thank you very much for that. I'm glad you're enjoying it. So move into the library and museum, and we've got Gunther here saying that there are no artifacts around. Well, we just found one ourselves, so we can donate that to him once we are done with this cutscene. Oh no, not even that actually. He's going right into inspecting it. So yes, it is very old. So I'd love to study this in greater detail, but it is yours. Well, I mean, I just dug it out of the ground. So would you consider donating any new artifacts or minerals that you find? We could make a groundbreaking discovery together. And who knows, if you keep donating, I might come across some interesting items to send your way. So I'm not quite sure if we actually have an option to technically turn it down. I mean, there's no drawback if you don't donate, it's just you don't get some of the rewards. So, yep, okay. And donate our first little piece to the museum. And I admit I do like to try and keep things a little bit organised. So it's like I try and like put the minerals up here, anything that is relating to like the dwarves or similar tends to be here. Human-made things tends to be on its own little section, and then like things like the vertebrae, dinosaur, egg, that tends to all be there. So let's get going some more. And also, again, another Stardew Valley Expanded thing. We have a new little path there, but I won't explore that just yet. For for one, we need to go around and make sure we greet everyone. And also, I kind of want to show off the changes that are made to the town that everyone knows about, just to highlight what we have. Okay, do we have... Oh, I need to really make sure I look where I'm walking. That is the second thing I've walked into here. Jojo Mart, I know a lot of people hate this. Oh, so, hi, I haven't seen you before. So, one of the people that works at Jojo Mart, and Bleach Black Cat. Yeah, okay, I can kind of see why you say that Andy looks like he's got a bit of a black eye, because, like, the shading there, and I presume, like, the freckles or moles do give a bit of a, or it seemed to make the skin around his eye there look a bit darker. So, Jojo has the best, cheapest products. If I shopped at Pierre's, I would go out of business. Like, oof, that's a bit, unfortunate. So, let's see. What do they have for sale? Now, normally I know that Pierre's has a lot cheaper seeds and such than Jojo Mart, but I cannot recall if Stardew Valley Expanded changes that at all. So if we just keep an eye out. Let's keep an eye for the potato seeds. They are 45 here, and we can check Pierre's in a moment. Say hello to Pam. I don't think Shane or Sam... Oh, nope, Sam is saying hello to us. And Shane is as well. And the last person we need to chat to here is Morris. Ah, it's Farmer Positron. Welcome to the valley. My name is Morris, manager of Jojo Mart. If you need cheap quality seeds, there's no better place than here. So yes, he is obviously in the game as by default, but Stardew Valley Expanded allow, or, well, if you pardon the pun, Stardew Valley Expanded expands his role. There's Abigail with a fancy little hat, and similarly Alex. Get back here. Yes, I know you're saying hello to your dog. Hey, you're the new girl, huh? I think we're going to get along great. I'm Alex. And then we have a bunch of people moving around. Have I said hello to you, Penny? No, I have not. Maru. Been looking forward to meeting me. I've already said hello to you. I've already said hello to you as well, Pam. I was going to say, I swear I saw someone new coming through here. So, Olivia, this is another person added in with Stardew Valley Expanded, and she and her son here live in this lovely little mansion. Oh my, Hunt, you're a cutie. Welcome to the valley, dear. It's so exciting when someone new moves in. And Victor. Oh, hey there, you're the new owner of Shimmerberry Farm. I'm Victor. It's a pleasure to meet you. Citron, is it? Now, we are going to have a very hard time when it comes to picking a spouse, because my second real playthrough of the game, I decided to romance Victor and marry him, and let's just say that people are going to have a hard time trying to knock him off that pedestal of me. Okay, I managed to lose track of time, so it's 5:20 PM and Pierre has just come out of the store, so unfortunately we will not be able to see quite what things are being sold there, but let me reassure you, it is a lot. And I'm just going to put this command in just as an occasional reminder that Link has all of, or the list of names of the mods that I am using, and yes, there are just a few. So Pierre, if you're looking for seeds, my shop is the place to go. I'll also buy produce from you for a good price. So, Stardrop Saloon, I know there is at least one person in here we would not have said hello to, and that is Gus. Oh, hello there, I'm Gus, chef and owner of the Stardrop Saloon. And seeing as we have a bit of extra money, let's see what you have to purchase. Now, prepare yourself, because he goes from having a small number of things available. What is today's dish of the day? It is tom kha soup. That is interesting, though it would be pretty much, or it would be exactly the amount of money that I have. And now to the new stuff. So we've got a few ingredients. We have different types of alcohol which you can drink. A couple of things which are recipe ingredients. And then an absolute ton of various drinks, cocktails, recipes. I was like, most of this here, I admittedly, is just atmosphere, because, well, for one thing, they tend to like make you a little bit drunk. But it's still nice, at least in my mind, to have a bit of difference, a bit of variety. And he does also sell cooked versions of meats. So I did briefly talk about these. You can grow meat, as weird as that sounds. I personally tend to think of it just as like some sort of tofu-esque meat substitute, rather than somehow managing to genetically modify crops to produce meat. Oh, Shane. Hello, Shane. Oh yes, we've already said hello to you. I'm sorry, I am so used to not being able to talk to him in the supermarket that I was about to pounce on him and say hello. So, and down here, so we have Blue Moon Vineyard to the left and the beach to the right. And dang it, Elliot's just gone back into his shack. We can't say hello to him today. But we can do a little bit of scavenging around the beach. A couple of things that we can sell for a bit of money. And now let's go left and start going into some of the new areas of this mod. So here we have Blue Moon Vineyard, owned by obviously a character, added in by Stardew Valley Expanded, and also one of the new love interests, the other one obviously being Victor. Sophia, eek, a stranger. Wait, aren't you Positron, the new farmer? Sorry, I get a little nervous around people I haven't met before. My name's Sophia, I'm the owner of Blue Moon Vineyard. And you can see that she has an absolutely lovely house here. And also, she has a book that allows us to not only buy some sprinklers, but also her own farm's wine. So regular Blue Moon wine, which gives you a tiny bit of energy and a tiny bit of health and a bunch of luck. Or a bundle, which gives you loads of energy, loads of health, and plus 7 luck. Though it does cost you 28,000 gold. So out of the farm and, or vineyard if we want to be specific, and to the left again a little bit. Oh, we've got some spring onions already. Nice going. Very nice going. And I see a daffodil, a dandelion rather, not a daffodil. How are we doing? Seem to be doing all right. Another little signpost here. So Pelican Town to the north, Fairhaven Farm to the left, and Blue Moon Vineyard to the right. So as we saw with Andy, this is his little farming land. So you're lucky you got that free property from your grandpa. And I mean, honestly, yeah, I mean, the house that you've got is pretty much about the same size, but the amount of farmable land isn't too great. Yeah. Pick up a horseradish. Now, even though we could probably do with every single little bit of money that we can make, I do tend to start sorting things out as soon as I start creating them. So we have Marnie's ranch here and Leia's little shack, and then there was also a small little growing area that Marnie tends to use herself. And I'm not going up the path to my farm because that is probably just going to have an awful lot of junk. Oh, wait. There goes Marnie. Is she going to go? Okay, yes, she is going to go in the house, so we can't really talk to her, unfortunately. So let's head back into town and go north and see if we can find Sebastian and say hello to him. Hopefully he's still smoking by the pond or mountain lake. So nothing really much gets added here with Stardew Valley Expanded. It is pretty much the same as it always is. Just keeping an eye out for any forageables. You're getting an awful lot of daffodils, which is going to be nice. Those tend to be like decent starting gifts for a fair number of villagers. And no, it looks like we've missed Sebastian, unfortunately. I mean, well, I could go and try and see where he is. Let's just say hello to Linus here. A stranger? Hello. Because on the map... Oh, what was that? Oh yes, that's the secret rock, isn't it? Oh no, no. No, that's not anything to do with that. That is the guy over here trying to hammer the big rock out. Jeez. Oi. Anyway, so we'll move away from that sound lest it distract me again. So I have a mod which does allow us to track NPCs, and we do have someone up here, but unfortunately we won't be able to get to her until summer when the path becomes clear again. So we can see here, yep, Sebastian is back at home, but this is quite nice as it does like just give you a general indication of where people are, what they're doing. So we obviously have a few people that we still need to really go and talk to, but we will continue that in the morning. We don't want to get too exhausted and go to bed too late on our first day. Right, so we can probably not go down there because the only thing I have equipped on me is a hoe, and that is not going to be very efficient for cutting through the weeds. So, wild horseradish, sell, yes. And it's very easy to tell whether it's worthwhile because I have another another little mod that shows us the sell price of both a single and a stack of things. So that gives us 13 energy, and a single one will sell for 50, so we'll go for that. Dandelion sells for 40, but does give us 25 energy. Spring onions are worth basically nothing, but you know, they'll be good when we down like 15 of them in a row to get our energy back. Clams will sell for 100, oyster will sell for 40, and 6 daffodils I will actually keep and see if we can start gifting those out to someone. Grab my watering can back just so I don't forget that, and go to sleep, and that is our first day over. So level 1 foraging, so trees sometimes drop seeds, and we can now craft a field snack. So this could be a good day to do a bit of clearing areas and chopping down trees. But I think based on what we did yesterday, we are going down to the beach to get our fishing rod from Willie, and then back up to Pierre's to have a look at what seeds we want to get. So weather forecast for tomorrow is going to rain all day, as it typically does. So the fortune teller, oh dear, the spirits are very displeased today. So we might want to do a tiny bit of fishing, but not that much. So, Positron, we appreciate your efforts in improving life in the valley and hope you'll accept this gift. The Ferngill Florist Association, Potted Dandelion, and a letter from Willie saying that he's just got back from a fishing trip and we should come down to the beach to visit him sometime. So, before we do that, water our crops and make sure that they are suitably cared for. Okay, and oh, almost done. If I hadn't missed that one. Right, okay, I'm gonna have to seriously chop down that log and that one. I thought, yeah, I'm seriously walking into all of those and I am not making this look very professional. So, another dandelion up here. Daffodil, not dandelion, daffodil. Jeez. Okay, and we are a bit early, so we can head down to the beach, get our fishing rod, and then come back up through the town. And also, one thing I forgot to do yesterday. Hello, Dusty! You give Dusty many pets. Pretty much the main reason to get this mod. I'm joking. I'm joking. There were many, many more benefits to Stardew Valley Expanded than just being able to finally pet Dusty. Oh, here we go. Our next cutscene, meeting Willie for the first time. Ahoy there, miss. Heard there was a newcomer in town. Good to finally meet ya. Still trying to unwind from a month out on the salty seas. It was a big haul. I sold a lot of good fish. Finally saved me enough to buy me a new rod. Here, I want you to have my old fishing rod. It's important to me that the art of fishing stays alive. And hey, maybe I'll buy something from the shop once in a while. Yeah, something for something. So we get ourselves a basic bamboo pole, which means we can now, if we want, go fishing. There's good water here in the valley, all kinds of fish. Oh yeah, my shop's back open now, so come by if you need supplies. I'll also buy anything you catch. If it smells, it sells. That's what my old pappy used to say anyway. Alright then, a bit of contemplation. And still got a tiny bit of time to spare. We can just do a quick bit. Sweet. Oh, it's a good thing I did, because there's an artifact spot up here. Nice, that is another fossil that we have. And head up. I think the museum opens at 8 o'clock, so we can go past there and don't immediately donate it. Just okay, despite the fact that you are at the stall ready to go. I guess you are still getting set up. The Nautilus shell is technically a fossil, so that goes over there with the other thing that we have. And back over to Pierre's. So we had a look at Jojo Mart in the previous game day, and that was selling potatoes for 45 gold each. I'm gonna say I heard someone come out the door. Hello. Oh, this is Martin. Hey there, you're that new owner of Shimmerberry Farm. My manager had a meeting about you. I work part-time at Jojo Mart, and I admit, when I was loading this up to test it and I saw him, I just went, he's cute. Can I romance him? And sadly, the answer is no, he's not a romance option. But anyway, so into Pierre's, we've already said hello to him. Have we said hello to Caroline and Abigail? Yes, we have said hello to Abigail. Hello, you must be Positron, the new farmer. I'm Caroline. So that's good, and we said hello to Pierre yesterday, so let's see what he's got for sale. So it does look like Stardew Valley Expanded makes Jojo Mart a little bit cheaper than Pierre's, which makes sense to me. So what can we get? So scroll past all of the typical game stuff and into the interesting ones. So we have 690 gold. We absolutely cannot afford any kind of saplings. So let's go down, and we have spinach seeds. So let's get 15 of those because they are very quick to grow. Very nice. And we've got also a bunch of flowers from some of I know one of the mods I have is called Farmer to Florist, but that is one that enables additional options rather than one that allows you to have and grow more flowers in the first place. So Stevia Planting spring or summer takes 7 days to mature, and we could make our own Stevia extract if we had the machine to be able to do so, but unfortunately not at the moment. If we somehow manage to get an absolute ton of money, I might come back and grab like 3 of a bunch of different seeds. And yes, here we can see the meat seeds. So beast, beef vine, bison, chicken vine, fowl, mutton vine, rabbit vine, reptile, turkey, venison, a wild boar, and a jerky sapling. So like I said, might be a bit weird, but I consider it more of a like a vegetable protein substitute that is then made into those meats rather than those meats specifically. So how many cauliflower could we get? We could get 5, but we don't have a scarecrow just yet, so I'm a little bit hesitant on that given how long it takes to grow. So those would be ready on the 14th, I believe. So let's just go through again and see if there's anything that I explicitly want. So 13 days, 10, but keep producing every 2 days. Yeah, let's go for some lingonberry seeds. Get some of those up. And passion fruit seeds, oh, we can only afford one of those. Okay, I think I will leave that there for now. Want to make sure we have at least a tiny bit of a buffer for that. Okay, no, that was just Alex down there. I wasn't quite sure if I'd spotted someone new. I hadn't. So we can go back up north and hopefully say hello to Demetrius, Maru, and then maybe we can find Sebastian in the evening. So, oh wait, okay, Demetrius is in the kitchen, so Maru might be at work. Greetings, I'm Demetrius, local scientist and father. Thanks for introducing yourself. Let me just check if my thoughts were correct. Yep, Maru is indeed in the clinic. Okay. And Sebastian is doing his coding in his room from the looks of it as well. So head back down into town. We can just see where we are going. So, I have a question for people in the chat. Those of you who've played a fair amount of Stardew Valley, who is your favourite spouse to... Well, I suppose asking who your favourite spouse to marry is a bit redundant. Who is your favourite marriage candidate? Oh, Maru, have you met my mother? She's a town carpenter. So we've said hello to everyone that's in here. Hello, Marnie. Ah, Mayor Lewis told me you just arrived. I'm Marnie. Okay, so who are we missing? Because I know we're still missing someone. And another mod which isn't necessarily needed anymore, seeing as the game does give you a gift helper once you've given people a few things, but if we hover over the gift icon we can see what people's favourite gifts are. So, so Jazz, the wizard, I don't think that really does too much. That is Leia, Sebastian, Harvey, Haley, and okay, we haven't said hello to Alex's. Oh, I was just about to say we hadn't said hello to Alex's grandfather, so we're going back to buy that. And then Haley walks along. Oh, you're that new farmer girl or whatever, aren't you? So now we go back and say hello. There we go. It's irritating to have to meet all these new people, huh? Her name's George, by the way. Now, buzz off. Oops. Sorry, bleach black cat, yes. Oh. Sorry, I didn't quite catch what you had been saying. Yes, I do have a few filters on just to make sure that people don't excessively spam the chat with things. Gus, I sell different dishes each week, so make sure and check in every now and then. Okay, so anyway, we have 2 more people ticked off the list. Elliot's on the beach. Elliot is not in his hut. Repeat, double time. Okay, and there we have Elliot. Hello, Elliot. Ah, the new farmer we've all been expecting, and whose arrival has sparked many a conversation. I'm Elliot. I live in the little cabin by the beach. It's a pleasure to meet you. Okay, so Jazz is probably playing by the tree. Wait, I was going to say, wait, has she disappeared? No, I just needed to scroll down a bit. Leia might be also around in that area. Oh, no. Okay, Jazz is in the community centre, not community centre, library museum. I'll just honestly call it the museum. And then Leia looks like she might be out of her cabin, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So anyway, sorry Gus. Need to overtake you. Okay, and here is Jazz. Hi. Yeah, very shy little kid. And let's just stop by the recipe shop, see if they have anything different. So they've got some cinnamon sticks, so that's new. And a milk chocolate covered pretzel. Oh, it's a good thing I'm not actually in the game in reality, because I would buy that outright. So, Bleach Black Cat, like I said, question for the people. Who is your favourite marriage candidate in Stardew Valley? I can either obviously be Stardew Valley Standard or Stardew Valley Expanded if you've played that. And nice, nice. Leia is outside. Although that's another question. Is it Leia or Leah? Hello, it's nice to meet you. Okay, so we now just have Sebastian to meet. Oh, and I didn't realise that we actually had some money from the archaeology quest. Obviously getting started. And introductions, so 30 of 31 people greeted. So yes, Stardew Valley Expanded, adding new people means obviously you have to go and find and talk to them as well, but generally the new people aren't that difficult to find. It's pretty easy. Olivia and Victor tend to be outside a fair amount. Andy tends to be on or around his farm here, the other people in Jojamart. So, you know, once you know whereabouts they are expected to be. So, and anyway, some more Stardew Valley Expanded map stuff here. So this is below the Wizard's Tower, and let's see. So, okay, nope. I'm getting confused on where the entry point of this is, because obviously, as you can see... Oh, hi Andy. And he notices you but isn't saying anything. Okay, fair enough. And so we have down below the wizard's tower and to the left. Sorry, by the way, about the fact that my game is taking a while to load. With all the mods that I have, it has pretty much doubled the size of the game, so I'm just waiting here and absolutely hoping that I haven't just crashed the game on stream. That would be embarrassing, especially as we would need to start the day all day again. Oh no, okay, the loading is actually progressing, so that is fine. So yes, seeing as we are looking at just a black screen here waiting for the game to realize it's supposed to be loading things in. So talking about marriage candidates, I have 6 people in mind. You could probably already guess one of them, seeing as I've said about them. But I probably will be polling people and asking their opinions on who I should potentially be pursuing. I think I've broken the game. This is always an issue when you decide to mod the game, doubly so when you decide to heavily mod it. So I'm just trying to think, how long do I actually give it before putting up a screen and reloading the game, and unfortunately having to redo the progress that we made. Okay, yes, I think I'm going to call it. So if you bear with me for 1 minute, thank you very much. I will sort the game out and hopefully things will be back to normal in a moment. Okay, yes. Yes, so something definitely went wrong there because Smappy is yelling at me in red. So, lesson learned. Don't go to the forest, or at least if you do, then, well, make sure you do it off screen so you can actually troubleshoot everything. Thankfully, all the other mods seem to be working as expected. It just means that we may not be able to go into the forest area, but, well, we'll just have to deal with that when it happens. And again, unfortunately, one of the side effects of having a load of mods is that the game takes a while to actually load up itself. So there we go, it's loading up all of the items, so we can transition back into the game as it loads up. I am so thankful for the autosaves on this. Okay, so looking for saved games, this should pop up pretty soon. Okay. So yes, unfortunately we are having to start day 2 all over again, but seeing as I actually know and have been reminded of a couple of things, we can do things a tiny bit more efficiently. So apologies for the Groundhog Day loop. Looks like just one of those things that is unfortunately inevitable when you run such a modded game. So we can verify that yes, it is still going to rain tomorrow, and yes, the spirits are still very displeased with us. So, more stuff there. Let's get the money from our archaeology donation, which you can use to potentially buy a few more crops. And continue on our way. So I won't be going around and showcasing the new areas of Stardew Valley Expanded because, well, it's not a waste of time, but I've just showcased it to people, so I will just be repeating myself if I do that. Oh. Let's just see. Okay, Elliot says he is still in his cabin, but once again we can swing by down south. Greet Willie, get the fishing rod. Come back up, buy some more crops. See you later, Bleach Black Cat. Hope your doctor's visit goes as well as it can, and hope you have a good rest of the day as well. Okay, and we shall skip through that cutscene because again we have already seen it and we don't necessarily need to see it again. Now, question will be for me is, will this be the same artifact? Yes, it will. Okay, that is fair enough. So we are going to need 300 wood to repair that, which is something that is ideal to do at least early on, because it gives you access to the tide pools, which give you sea urchins and corals, which go for a bit more money than some of the other forageable items that you would otherwise find. Donate this again. I am just so glad it was only like halfway through the day when the game just decided to error out. Yeah, okay, you're still closed for the day. Let's sneak a peek at who's around and who were the people that we needed to greet. So Leia, Marnie, Shane, Demetrius. Okay, so actually still quite a few people, right? But if we do the same as we did before, so we head up north and see if we can catch a few people on the way to work and such, like right here. Yes, hello again Martin, hello Maru. Head into Pierre's shop and say hello to Caroline again. Okay, there we go. Back over to Pierre and buy crops again. Okay, I will honestly, I will stop saying that. So we had 5 lingonberries and 15 spinach seeds. So that could give us yes. Let's go for some passion fruit seeds and show those ones off, because I love passion fruit in real life and I adore the little crop in the game as well. So is Haley perchance somewhere other than her bedroom? Hello Jazz. No, it looks like she is. Yep, she is still in her bedroom at 10 AM. Okay, well we will talk to her in a bit because we know that she ventures outside. Head in and say hello to George. And thankfully we don't run straight at him as he is moving around. I did feel a bit bad when we just suddenly ran in front of his wheelchair. Jody? Yeah, okay, I have said hello to you. And there was a new discussion point there. So her husband Kent is in the military and we don't actually see him from the start of the game. Come on. Oh, I was about to just go, come on Haley, but yeah. So, talked to you. Elliot may be on the beach rather than actually in his hut, so we will pop down there and have a look. Nope, still in his hut. Well, admittedly we don't have too much else to do, so let's see. We can do a bit of fishing while we wait around for him. seeing as we did just get our new fishing rod. And right, okay, the journal is just flashing to remind us that we've completed the... Nope. Okay, we didn't even have any chance to catch anything there, so hello Elliot. And then I think... No, we're still missing 3 people. So who are we missing this time? Leia, Shane, Sebastian, not Shane, whoops. And Demetrius. Okay, well, that's no matter. We'll go over here, see if Leia's available outside. Yep, lucky shot she is. And she also has her own little patch of growing stuff. And then we will go back around up north, talk to Demetrius, do a bit of fishing at the mountain lake, talk to Sebastian when he comes out, and then we will head back home and plant our new seeds. So I didn't talk much about the experience bars mod, which I will just bring up. Generally I don't actually really mind, or I don't really pay much attention to this generally. It's only when I'm either doing farming or fishing and I want to try and see if I'm close to like the next level up, especially for fishing, seeing if I can get to level 5. I said we were going to talk to Demetrius, didn't I? Before the end of the day, but that is really the only thing I have it there for. I just find it convenient to be able to flick to it and see how well I'm doing. So, and just see... Yep, Sebastian is coding at his computer, so we will leave him be for now. Another wild horseradish. That's another little 40 gold for us. And despite the fact that it does take a bit of time to walk around here, this does tend to be the better fishing spot for the mountain lake, at least. Bit late on the draw there, and that was a pathetically shallow throw. Casting a line, isn't it? When you're fishing, it's called casting your line. So again with Hey, gosh darn it. With Stardew Valley Expanded, there are a few fish added in, as well as some new fish added in with the general 1.5 update of the game. So what we catch here, some of it is probably going to be more traditional, but some of it may be a bit of a surprise. So not quite a perfect catch there, because I think I managed to let it accidentally go at the beginning, but still pretty good. I am taking a bit of time trying to think what the priorities for us are going to be, because upgrading to the fiberglass rod is fairly nice, but I would probably rather spend that money on the backpack upgrade and try and get that before we get down too far into the mine, because those additional spaces are really, really useful. And you know, like stocking up on foods that buff your fishing skill, or even just having a bit of patience can, you know, I can work with the base fishing rod perfectly fine. I know people aren't going to believe me, but whichever the legendary it is that you catch down on the beach, down to the far right by the tide pod, or tide pools, I had the basic bamboo rod and I caught the legendary just with the basic bamboo rod. I'm not even sure if I actually had any buffs present at the time, or at least not fishing related ones anyway. So that was a bit of a shock when I saw the icon pop up, and even more of a shock when I actually managed to catch the thing. So aside from the swamp legendary in the sewers, I unfortunately think that's the only one that I've really caught in the past. And, you know, the legendaries, it's always a decision. It's like, what do you do with them? Do you present them as trophies? Do you, as with the 1.5 update, do you put them in fish tanks? Do you sell them? Because you can only catch one per save file. It's always an interesting question. It's kind of like, what do you do? Because you would expect by the time you're able to catch at least one of the legendaries, you should be moderately set up on your farm and you shouldn't be needing money that much. And then obviously you don't want to store it in your fridge because then it gets used for cooking. And I've read more than a handful of stories about people saying that their legendary fish ended up being used for like sashimi or a really basic recipe, which is, well, it's like not necessarily saying I'm laughing at them, but it is very much in the middle between take care of what you are doing and I can't believe the game actually lets you do that. Because I would think if you had a legendary fish in the fridge and it was going to use it for a cooking recipe, I would hope that it would warn you at the very least that you have a legendary fish that could potentially be used. So I've not seen Sebastian come out yet, so we will just continue fishing and pretty much as soon as I think I see him we will head over there. So I believe he is the last person that we need to talk to. Treasure chest! Treasure chest! This could be anything. It could even be a few artifacts, seeing as I've already dug one of those up. The one thing it can't be is a library book. So what do we have? Let's see. We have a silver quality carp and a geode. Right, so the carp is worth 37. Daffodil is worth 30, but does make a nice gift. Then we have a single chub at 50. So yeah, the carp. And okay, yeah, we'll dump the daffodil, grab the carp, and oh, there we go. That looks like good timing. Looks like Sebastian just decided to step outside for his smoke break. Hello, and yep, that is the last person we needed to greet. So we now need to give someone a gift. So I was about to say, does Sebastian like daffodils? But no, we just chucked ours in the bin. Okay, so let's head back to our farm. Okay. Nice, peaceful. I can't quite remember if it is Stardew Valley Expanded that adds in like the dawn and dusk, but I do like it. It does give a bit more atmosphere to the area around you. So back here we want to dump in... Oh. I picked the wrong thing. I picked the fish instead of the geode, so no, we don't want to put the geode in there because we don't have it. What we want to do is put the fish and our other forageables in. Go back around to here. We already have the hoe available. Doesn't look like we are going to need anything else. Okay, and the... Okay, let's put the passion fruits down because they are in a trellis. So they are going to be, you know, blocking our path. Nice little trough here that we can refill our watering can with. And go back to our hoe. So we'll dig up these areas, put down our seeds, and then see what other areas we want. So I think that is 12, 13, so we will need a couple more little plots dug up. And we will just do that there and there. Give them all a nice water. Make sure they're lovely and bedded in. So another thing to obviously think about is which tool are we going to upgrade first, because for general farming the hoe is okay but tends to be like the last one I decide to upgrade simply because I feel it has limited uses, and then it always seems to be a debate between the pickaxe and the watering can. So let's go to sleep for the night. We have a level 1 fishing, which gives us +1 fishing rod proficiency. Let's just scroll through the money we earned, almost 450 gold. And we are into day 3. So as that loads up, I'm going to pause the game and I am going to take a tiny bit of a break. So I will see you all in a few minutes. So thank you very much. Okay, everyone. So I'm back. I had a bit of a stretch, I had a bit of a drink, which is good advice for you to follow as well. So one of the other mods that I have added in, you can see here, is wear more rings. This again may be a little bit redundant after the 1.5 update, as you can now merge a few rings together and combine their effects. I did not mean to click on the weather channel a second time. Spirits are in good humour today. Okay, so we should have some luck in terms of fishing, and obviously seeing as it is raining, we have no need to water our plants. So we have a new crafting recipe from the Ferngill Florist Association, potted blue jazz. Now I believe this is like you kind of get these every so often during your first spring anyway. So I will just rearrange this. So we have the bamboo pole first, our hoe second. We want to take one daffodil, all of our spring onions, and all of our dandelions, because I know the perfect person to give our first gift to. So, gosh, darn it, that log is getting me every single time. And actually, while we're going down this path, we have a bit of time to spare. I will show you down where this leads. So this one leads by a rather abandoned looking building. So we can go in here and we have a little cutscene. So what is this place? So we have no idea. Let's have a look. Is there anything that can tell us what might have gone on here? So, nope, nothing around there. Nothing around here. There's a locked door there, but we obviously can't get to that. No, there is nothing here, at least for the moment, that is going to tell us what happened, why this place is abandoned. So, continue on, and that leads us back into town. So that's kind of like a little, not necessarily alternate route. Oh, and you're being annoying. Morris, 50% off coupons, come get them while they last. Now, unfortunately, you can't actually take them. But obviously that is both a very annoying thing to do. Hi, Alex. Looks like a good day to play catch, huh? Are you sure about that? It is raining outside. He says, if you weren't a girl, I'd ask you to play catch. Now I'm just going to be right up there. He's like, I want to play catch. Really? I guess I underestimated you. My arm's a little sore, but maybe next time. And hello, Evelyn. I saw the most beautiful family of butterflies sunning themselves in the town garden yesterday. Sounds like it was a good day to do so. And we'll give Evelyn the daffodil. Oh my, it looks wonderful. That's very kind of you. So that should give us, I believe that is, yep, an additional 100 gold. So I was saying about Morris, the fact that Pierre's is closed on Wednesday and he is standing pretty much right outside the front door offering 50% off coupons is both an exceedingly smart business idea and also a really, really mean idea, because obviously generally people would know that Pierre's is closed. But for those who don't, then, well, they'd go up there, see that it's closed, but then see that, oh, by the way, Morris is offering you 50% off coupons for Jojo Mart, which is already cheaper. Oh, ice. A block of ice carted in from somewhere up north. Seems like the desert mages don't need electric refrigeration. And again, we have some more recipes, so we can make popcorn with corn seeds and butter. So unfortunately we are way too poor to buy any of these recipes, and well, even if we could, we don't have the house upgrade that allows us to obviously have the kitchen to create it in the first place. And that chocolate covered pretzel, and now there's a chocolate covered strawberry. I should go away from here. That is getting too tempting. Much too tempting. So we'll pop down to the beach and just see if there is anything worth foraging. Doesn't look like it. Nope. There's nothing here, so... Oh, I almost missed that. That is another little artifact, an ornamental fan. So, as I said previously, this is going to... Oh, bubbles. There are fishing bubbles there. Can I... Oh, I'm not quite sure if I'm actually able to cast out that. Yes, I can. Okay, yes, I can. So, fishing bubbles increase the rate at which fish nibble, like kind of to the level of if you had bait attached to your rod, which you can only do if you have the bamboo rod or iridium rod. We can get a few fish here, and hopefully we might be lucky and the bubbles stay around. Oh dear, this game is very good at deciding to do things just to spite me, just as I am saying, oh, this might be good, it goes and does the opposite thing. Like just then, it decided that, nope, the bubbles weren't going to be there anymore, just as I was saying, that I hope they stay around for a while. So, before, like I was saying before, I got distracted. So this is a human artifact, so that goes on to its own little section. And maybe when we get down to the mines, we will start having a few little, get a few different little geodes, start cracking them open and get a few minerals that we can also use to start stocking up the museum. Do you have anything? Nope. That's a disappointment. Let's see. Do Olivia and Victor have anything? A broken CD, which is... well, somewhat useful, but only when we really have a recycling machine, which we don't get for a good number of levels on the fishing skill just yet. Right. So anyway, ignore Robin's shop as we don't have any money to really buy anything, and at this point so early in the game it is not worthwhile buying stone or wood from her. So let's just sit here for let's see, maybe about 9 hours. See what kind of things we can fish up, see if we get any treasure chests, and if we do, oh, okay, the game's being kind. It gave us a treasure chest just as I was saying it. Though, in my haste to try and get it, we ended up losing the fish. So, unfortunate. But anyway, a good luck day, I believe, does affect, if not necessarily the fish bite rate, I think it affects how often that you actually are able to get the treasure chests. And I'm sorry about that, I forgot to turn closed captioning back on after my break. I hope that hasn't been too much of an issue for people. Okay, up. There we go. Okay, we are more or less doing fine on energy, but we are potentially running out of some space in our backpack. And as I was saying that, we just missed a fish bite. Slightly unfortunate. So I think there are... Oh, look at that, Joja Cola. Okay, well, time to and drink a few things to empty out our inventory and start fishing again. Now obviously if we start pulling up a lot of fish or a lot of treasures, I'm obviously going to start throwing away the obviously newspapers, CDs, broken glasses that we get, because they aren't really worth anything to sell, and while they can be recycled into useful stuff, especially the newspaper, you can get cloth out of that potentially, they're not worth looking around until we have the recycling machine unlocked just to do that, seeing as just how often you can catch them. This fish is being very, well, that was a perfect catch. And gold starfish. That is what I like to see. It's always nice being able to get gold star fish this early on. So how are we doing with that? Here's another bullhead. Another silver quality bullhead. So we're starting to go into getting silver quality fish pretty regularly now, which is a nice thing. Take a drink. That one was a little bit slippery, and that is silver quality, so like I said, broken CD and broken glasses go in the trash so we can pick that up. Oh, and we have some I was going to say we have some bubbles up to the top left about 10 PM, but nope, as soon as I saw them and started walking over, they disappeared again. That is seeming to be a habit with fishing at the moment. And apparently I am not very good at commentating and trying to fish at the same time, because as soon as I am talking and I register that there's been a bite, I kind of click on it too late. Oh, that one was successful, and this one's a bit of an active fish. But still, same progress. I'm wondering if I should actually swing past the farm, put a few of these fish into the shipping bin and swing down by the beach and see if I can get an eel or two and store that in preparation for potentially having a fishing pond. Because eels, it's the spicy eel that gives you bonus luck. And obviously the earlier I can get a pond set up for that, the better it would be. Okay, so... Ooh. Come on, don't lose it, don't lose it, don't lose it, don't lose it. Okay, we should be good, I say as the fish slips out. Nope, nope, okay, we should be good. We are good. There we go. So that is a largemouth bass, and our treasure is... Standard geode. Okay, well, seeing as we have a lot of daffodils available in our treasure chest back home, we could probably get rid of that one and put the geode there in its place. And of course, the one thing I don't like when it's raining is that obviously when it hits any kind of water, for a split second it does look like it's got the fishing bubbles there. So I'm occasionally like sticking my eyes across and I'm seeing something and I'm thinking, it's like, oh, are those bubbles there? And it's like, no, it's just the rain hitting the water. That is a silver quality chub. The regular ones are worth 50, that is worth 62. It might be worth actually deciding to stop prioritising and then also just eating up a few of our forageables, because obviously we need a bit more energy, but also, once again, to clear out a bit of inventory space. So, okay, well we should be good. Okay, got the treasure chest. Now we just need to make sure we reel in the fish. And I know why the game is developed so that you can't actually get the treasure chest unless you get the fish. But it still feels a bit like, yeah, if you know you've snagged a treasure chest, surely you should just be able to reel that in. But if that was the case in this, then people would avoid going for the fish altogether and just focus on grabbing the treasure chest regardless. So, you know, what I'd like versus what's more appropriate for the game. So, it is now 7:30. Let's head back to our farm and drop a few things off, and then we will swing down by the beach, seeing as it is nighttime and raining, and see if we can catch a few eels. Surprised there haven't been a couple more forageables pop up here, but I think it refreshes like every Monday. Yes. Because obviously that makes Sunday the last day that you can really sweep around and grab them before it regenerates for the next week. So just sell all of those, and I'm hoping between the fishing and the amount of harvestable crops we have that we should be able to get the backpack by the end of the week. And just thinking of the end of the week, we obviously will have the travelling merchant around, so we might want to wait until Monday and just make sure that she doesn't have any major items for us that we would want to have. Like, I will be really annoyed if she has a red cabbage or red cabbage seeds available to us, but we can't afford to buy them because we've bought the backpack upgrade. So we will just keep an eye on things. So I will know when we've managed to snag an eel on the line because, to pardon the phrase, they are a bit slippery. And it's just a matter of waiting and seeing if we can catch any and trying to head back to the farm by, let's just say, midnight. So our first cast off, we get seaweed. Not good. Again, one of those things that are useful for various bits and pieces. I think you need it for the fishing ponds as well as needing one for mackie rolls and potentially a few other recipes, especially with the extended recipes that I have in this modded game. Oh, I was just about to say we caught it, but yes, there we have a demonstration. We can tell when we have an eel on the line because they do tend to zigzag up and down a fair bit. Let's see, is this going to be a second eel or is it going to be something different? Well, whatever it is, we have a treasure chest. We have caught it. So that is a little anchovy, and we have 2 jades. That's good going. We can donate one to the museum and keep one of them back for a potential crystallarium whenever we manage to get one of those. And obviously beyond that, any extras we find we will just outright sell. Up until we find some kind of need for them that the crystallarium cannot provide. That is another herring, and we have an achievement, Fisherman. So we must have been able to fish up a good number of, obviously, fish by now. This might be another anchovy. Pretty subdued, not really moving around. Nope, a herring. Similar enough, and it is midnight, so we want to make sure we get back to our farmhouse pretty quickly because we have got half our energy left, which is okay, but the later you get, the more chance there is that you have less energy for the next day, which is not good when you're so early on in the game like this, where every ounce of energy you have is so precious. I don't think I've ever seen Morris walk this way. Where are you going? Where do you live then? Where do you live? Oh, never mind. I'm getting too distracted. It's 1 AM. So we need to get to bed. Hopefully, we should be able to just chuck everything except the jade and the eel into the fishing bin, or shipping bin rather. Head to bed. Go to sleep. Oh! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Oh, please, please tell me you're going to do one of the passion fruit plants. Please tell me you're going to stop there. No. Okay. So that is a rare event where a fairy comes along in the middle of the night and grows some of your crops to harvest. So because of all our fishing, that on the 3rd we now have level 2 fishing, so additional rod proficiency, and we can now craft bait. We got almost 900 gold from all of those fish. And because we are now fishing level 2, I believe Willie should send us a note saying that we now have a new fishing rod available. So whether tomorrow is going to be sunny again, spirits feel neutral, okay, and living off the land. So they are talking about spring onions. So we'll swap a few of our things around. We do thankfully have full energy. Put the eel in there and put a jade in, and we can see where the fairy blessed us. We now have a bunch of parsnips and some lingonberries and some spinach fully grown, so that is nice. A new recipe for a potted allium. We have the mouse hat seller. Okay, so no message from Willie as of yet then, but those 4 lingonberries being harvestable is very nice because that was one of the ones that we bought that produces continuously, which means we have a bit of a head start on how much money we can gain from all of these lovely fruits and vegetables. Okay, need to head back over here to refill our watering can at the trough, and then we can head back and finish watering our plants. Head over to Pierre's to get a bit of money, and then I think maybe today we will come back and start clearing out a bit of the farm, as we probably need at least 400 wood, 300 for the bridge at the beach, and 500 for a chest by Willie's fishing shack for the ocean, and 1 chest for the mine, just to make sure that we can not dump everything there, but if we come in with like a bunch of tools and such that we don't need, then we can obviously put it there. Hello Shane, I am going to make you love me no matter how much you hate it. I am going to make him love me. Right, so again, just do a quick sweep of the beach. 1 lone seashell. lone clam, rather. See what the recipe shop has to offer. Because obviously they have some garlic, but we don't have the seed maker, and we won't have that for absolutely forever. So there's no point in getting that. Similarly with the egg, like we could buy that and hatch chickens if we had an upgraded coop. Oh, a couple of donuts available today, and some gelato and an ice cream soda. Ah, chocolate covered starfruit. That sounds nice. Wait, don't you have... Okay, yeah. I was going to say, don't you have cocoa or butter up above? But yes, you do have both. And then white chocolate. And I know some people will say white chocolate is not chocolate, which... Okay, I'll admit, that depends on your definition of what chocolate actually is, but I like it, and I actually prefer milk and white chocolate to dark chocolate. So they'll silver quality parsnip for 43. We want to keep 5 parsnips for the community centre, but 4 spinach sells for 140 and 13 lingonberry sells for 780. So yep, we do have enough money to buy the backpack upgrade if we so wanted. So let's actually scroll down from the bottom and see what we want to buy today. We don't really want to deal with most of the extracts or saplings. Okay, so we could buy some chamomile. They only take 5 days to mature. You could go for more spinach, seeing as that takes 3 days. I'm just trying to think what is probably the most useful for where we are at the moment, because obviously even if we have crossed the boundary into level 1 farming, we won't actually get the recipe for the scarecrow until tonight. So yes, I think for now, yep, okay, we are at level 1 farming. So for today, oh, wasn't quite expecting this little cutscene. This is probably going to be Alex and Dusty. I do like how Stardew Valley actually expands out the little fenced area and gives Dusty a better doghouse. So we have the option to pet Dusty or don't pet Dusty. Well, who's going to say don't pet the dog? And Dusty loves that. Okay, so no, it wasn't with Alex, it was just Dusty. Still, it's cute enough for me. Oh, yeah, I just remembered. I was looking at that and going, okay, why do I have a jade in my inventory? But that is because, obviously, I was going to donate one to the museum. I swear I usually have a better plan of what I'm going to do than it seems like I have here. Nothing in the trash can there. Yes. Hi Lewis, what you doing here? He's just asking about how our first night in the old cottage was. We don't want to rummage through the garbage while he's standing there. And donate to museum, and we will start our mineral collection up here. And like I said before, I like putting things in order and actually collected and curated. So it may seem strange that I am putting things so far apart, but trust me, it will make sense when we get a bit further into retrieving things for the museum. So anyway, we will head back to the farm, put the clam in our shipping bin, store the parsnips, and do a bit of time weeding and chopping down trees and mining rocks, which is going to be far from the most interesting task, but it needs to be done. So let's get our axe, our pickaxe, and put our hoe in third. And then we can pull back the clam, dunk that in the shipping bin quickly, and get back to work clearing some areas. Could probably have also benefited from getting the size, so I will actually just quickly head back and grab that. So there we go. So we have that, so we can clear out a bit of the grass and weeds here, and because there is so much space on this farm, I'm not worried about trying to keep a bunch of grass around for harvesting for hay for animals, because it is just almost covering the entire area. So, more mixed seeds, which is nice to see. Go down here, clear out this area, and we will also probably want to keep in mind that we want to make sure we have a decent amount of trees in some sort of organised area to make sure that we can use the tappers on them and start getting all of those lovely tree extracts, for lack of a better word, seeing as I can't think of the right one at the moment. You know what I'm talking about, the like birch, not birch extract, but or the maple syrup, and a couple of other ones that I can't remember the name of at the moment. But I think, seeing as we basically don't have any forageables, our only real method of getting energy back is to hopefully get a variety of seeds and craft some field snacks. I'm not sure we'll be able to get to anywhere near 400 wood by the end of the day, which is going to be unfortunate, but we do have 6 mixed seeds that we can plant for obviously free, and we can take a sneaky peek and see what those would actually grow up to be. Of course, talking about sneaky peeks, like I am actually growing some vegetables and a bit of fruit in my home myself. I have a few things on a windowsill and a few things in planters outside, and I actually went down to check on the ones outside earlier today, and my goodness, we have had a lot of rain in like the past 10 days, and the potatoes in one of the planters have just shot up. They've gone from like 2 centimeter tall little tiny sprouts to like, I think at least 16. Oops, okay, we are getting exhausted. I neglected to see that properly, and yeah, unfortunately we don't have I'm gonna say, do I risk chopping that and trying to see what seed it is, but unfortunately it wasn't the right one. So we can put down obviously some of our mixed seeds there, stock all of those back up, and our only options for food are to eat the eel, to eat a parsnip, or we can go and be social at the Stardew Saloon and see what people are doing there. Admittedly, it is a Thursday, so not too many people will actually be present there. We'll have Pam, probably Shane, but I wouldn't expect too many other people. Just have a quick peek up here to see if we have any forageables that we could eat for a quick snack. Nope. And I probably want to make sure that I have my hotbar not set to any tools, just in case I make one swing we're at 0 energy, and I land myself in the hospital, which would not be fun. So, yep, just Pam. So, again, let's scroll down. What is the recipe of the day? Oh my goodness, you have a bunch of eggplant parmesan. So that is 400 each. The question is, how much could I afford to sacrifice? Oh, 1 mining and 3 defense. Okay, I'll grab 2 just to store them for later, because we will want that for when we get down a bit deeper into the mine. So salad gives 113 energy for 220. Bread gives 50 energy for 120. So 2 of those would be 240 and 100. So salad wins out on that. Spaghetti, 75 energy for 240. Pizza, 600 for 150 energy. Where we could get like 2 and almost 3 salads for that price. So yes, that's not worthwhile. But yes, we will buy ourselves a nice healthy salad, because that is what people come to bars to buy and eat. So let's just eat that. Get ourselves 113 energy back. So return to our farm. Get the watering can back out. Water those mixed seeds that we had. And do a final bit of chopping down trees before we finish for the day in Stardew Valley. And I finish for the day in real life. So this has definitely been an interesting start to the stream, minus the whole, you know, the game crashing, erroring out. But like I said, just one of those issues that can occur when you mod the game. So axe, pickaxe, hoe, scythe and watering can. That is all in order, and yes, I do very much like to have all of my tools in a specific set sequence, so I can go through all the shortcuts and ensure that I know that one is obviously going to be set to my axe, and I'm not going to try and scythe the tree down instead. Okay, did we get any? Yes, we got one lone maple seed from that. Can we get any more from here? Because obviously if we can, that is almost perpetual motion. Obviously cut down trees to get energy. Nope, not the shipping bin. To get more energy to be able to cut down trees. So we can have 2 field snacks, which are 45 energy each, which almost makes buying the salad a little bit of a not a needless purchase, because obviously it gave us the energy to get the field snacks in the first place, and apparently that was a maple seed right up there. So if I'd actually chopped through and managed to get that one before going to the saloon, we wouldn't have needed to buy the salad, but never mind. So you are a maple tree. Oh, fun fact for me, when I played this game for the longest time, I had so much difficulty trying to tell the difference between the maple trees and the oak trees. And yes, I did just have to check which one I was talking about, because I don't know what it is, but I just could not remember. I could not remember that the maple trees are the ones with like wide open leaves, and the oak trees are the ones that are more like obviously closed in. But anyway, so yeah, a few more maple seeds. Do maybe 1 more field snack. And then chop down a couple of oak trees to try and get some oak or acorns. I was about to say oak seeds, but then I actually remembered that, yes, they do have a proper name. Okay, that is that done. Then we have 2 acorn seeds. And let's see if we can make it a third. And then once we obviously start this, okay, go to the side. So yes, that gave us, so we have 4 acorns, 4 pine cones and 5 maple seeds. So that gives us effectively 200 energy. We don't quite have enough wood to rebuild the bridge over to the tide pools, but that will be a focus probably for tomorrow in the game. So there we go, level 1 farming. We can now craft a scarecrow. We only got 50 gold from that 1 clam. And game progress has been saved. So before we start the day, as you know, if you've ever played Stardew Valley, it's very tempting. It's like, oh, I'll just check the TV for the weather. It's like, oh, I'll just go outside, see how my crops are doing, see if I need to harvest any. Oh, I'll just water them, because we'll need to make sure we do that. And if we've harvested some, it's like, oh, I need to go and sell them to Pierre. And then if you go across there, then you might find some artifacts or books, and then you need to donate them to the museum. And then if you're there, you might get a reward. Then you have to decide what to do with that, and then before you know it, like, you're in way too far on the next day and you just have to play the next one. So anyway, seeing as that has been done, I will say thank you very much to everyone who's been watching and listening in, whether you've been someone who's just been lurking and watching the game, or if you've been someone that's been active in chat. Thank you very much regardless. We have a scheduled stream of Cities Skylines tomorrow, and depending on how this stream gets received, I may decide to try and fit in Stardew Valley into the schedule. But for today, thank you very much and goodbye.